So, you met our pilot, did you? Thinks a lot of himself, don't he? Ah, it'd annoy me more, but he is good. So what can you do? Rachel, did she organize those lectures or something?
Dearest Susan, dearest Al.
Hey, I promise I won't bring this up again, but I know this won't be easy on you. First time out again, you know? So, if you want a break, you want to get away from people, any of that, just say whatever you need. I seem to spend my life around efficient women who think I'm not taking things seriously enough.
A note, I think.
He said he'd leave a
I
trail.
went to see Monsieur Esperandio at the market.
This is from Salim's old diary.
I'm not sure this is the best idea.
Yeah, we had a drink. He's okay. Just a bit quiet because his English ain't great. Absolutely head over heels for his wife. Cold fish that she is. So, Salim's the one, huh? Hey, don't look at me like that. I get it. I really do. Just surprised it took you so long to realize it. Ah, Jonathan's great. First time out in the world, and everything's a wonder. It's like having a kid along. Oh, jeez. Sorry, Tessie.
Crikey! Look at the size of this place.
Remember Marrakesh, where Malik got into that argument with your dad about the mules? He was so furious, but all he did was stand there and say, "It's your decision, Mr. Victor." Never even raised his voice. Well, I think he's getting close to that with DeFreeze. Positively sarcastic.
I'm just not thirsty. I should be, I know, but I don't think I can stomach it.
Damn big one. Didn't finish its meal.
Oh, the doc? Yeah, he seems okay. Between you and me, I think he's a drinker. Maybe they sent him out here to dry out. Yasmin, she's already figured out how to manage Sterling, Fairchild, even DeFreeze. Has a real way with smiling and pretending she gives a damn. I like her.
Day, the people thronged the byways of the city. When the doors of the tower opened, the name of their new empress rippled through the crowd before her like dye into water. Tihana, blessed Tihana. She stepped down, bareheaded and barehanded, dressed in a simple robe, and she walked amongst the people. Some cried out with joy, some wept openly. Behind her came Tamaku and the rest of the alchemists, bearing a litter on which rested 7 crystal orbs.
What in the name of God?
I think you can smell me.
He will not.
Fuck!
I'll admit, he fits in better than I expected. These guys, though, Tazi, they bleed money. You know what I mean? It gives them this crazy confidence, like the world has to do what they tell it to.
Oh, little one. A village. People. A way home. Paris. You love Paris. We'll go walking in the Luxembourg Gardens. I'll show you where Alice used to play. Be okay, little one. Please be okay.
Oh, the secretary? Poor guy. You ever see anyone so out of his depth? I mean, obvious why he's here. No way was he gonna let Sterling out of his sight, but bet he's regretting it now.
Oh, little one. Every step we take, it feels like we're far from home. There must be a way back.
I find myself again confined. A day should not matter, but each day feels like waste. There is so much to do. Tamaku tells me that now, with Vitae, I have forever. But the people who depend on me do not. There is always something. Invasion, rivalry, sickness, penury. I have my duty. Perhaps I should end these sessions. Now they've found a way to stabilize the disease. I should be ecstatic. I should accept my fate and move on. It is such a faint hope that they can find any way to heal me. That they can find any way to grant my dearest wish. Now you are eternal, says Tamaku. Now you need no heir. None of them understand. This is not about politics or securing a future. This is not for the Empire. This is for me. Just
For me.
What the hell is this?
There was a white sun at the great gate. It tore the air and the land. A corruption of living flesh crawls from the hole in the world and turns all to ash and rust. The control stones have turned against my kindred, shaping them into floating wraiths of nightmare. The city falls. I am to blame. My companions took my formula, some to use it to destroy the Vitae at the gate, others to infect the Vitae pipelines and end the suffering. The gate has indeed fallen, but catastrophically, unleashing energies beyond belief. Still the factories scream. We have failed in the worst of ways. It is my duty to stay at my post, to see if I can find means to end it. I have no choice but to use the Vitae. An ocean holds the great Empress to life, so a meager portion will suffice for me. If any find this record, know that I was the traitor Kita, alchemist, apprentice to Tamaku. Forgive us our folly. Tamaku's early experiments with the orbs summoned an entity, a creature, that scarred the world with its passing and wreaked utter destruction. The scar took the form of living, pulsating flesh. I have studied the orb, and I now know why the scars appear. I believe I can make use of the same perturbation to achieve our own ends. It has taken me many rises in the gaps between my work for Tamaku, but finally it is done. I have a formula which is in sympathy with the pulse of the orb. I can provoke the symptoms of the red flesh, and with it will come destruction, channeled through the Vitae network. This might be the answer we seek.
Yeah, well, Leon. A real ray of sunshine, huh?
The accession of Tehana. Life leached out of the daughter of Atua with every breath. The Empress decreed she must live, that the line must continue. Tamaku and their order fought to keep the life in her as she drifted in the borders. And they surged. The blades to the parting of her spine. But her womb would not quicken, and the life ebbed, and the light in her eyes faded. So Tamaku stood before them, radiant with the light of the moons, and whole, the essence flowing through her. Yet her mother took up the orb from Atua's lifeless brow and called Tamaku to her, and a fierce light was in her eyes. She took that day her new name, and that was the first day of the endless rule of resplendent Tihana, who is no mother, and yet is mother of us all.
Under the sign of the Seven on the third rise at the second calling, I, Karangi, make this record. The harvesters have adapted to the refinements to the hunting ground. Over the last 10 rises, I mark a full yield of 17 cells, which is an improvement of 4 cells over the previous cycle. Mareiku suggests that the new Transfiguration batch may be a contributor. I advise a cycle with prior harvester stock to eliminate uncertainty. So recorded, in her name eternal.
I see.
There is no word. Attempts to open the portal unleash uncontrolled bursts of energy, and the shadow wakes and gathers. Fractures dance on the edges of the soft places, breaking through from there to here. Something terrible has happened. I am abandoned. Over time, the energy levels must fall, but how long will it take? What has happened on the other side? Why do they not answer me? By my knee delivers constant chatter about the honeycomb he found. Phila, little face, serious, tongue stuck out as she draws in the earth with his stick. Hermia catches the boy up in her arms and flashes me a tired smile. I too am tired, but I am grateful for this day.
It's a memory, I think.
It is time. I hold her down, stroking her neck. She is oblivious, nuzzling at me. I thank her for her company, for her comfort, for her nourishment. I cut her throat swiftly. She complains, but it does not take long. I catch the blood in a clay pot. She will save us this winter.
I lie amongst rustling grass, up on the hillside above the bay. It is the day after the rain. I can smell the green on the breeze. The skies are blue now, with only wisps of cloud. The bell of the white goat clanks nearby, as she rips and chews at leaves. I close my eyes and listen to the world.
The wind howls, but I am warm, cocooned under the blanket by the fire. Her head rests on my shoulder, and I listen as her words flow. Plans, hopes, dreams, fantasies. Everything that we know is impossible. But I know that it doesn't matter, for we will be together, and that is everything.
Under the sign of Idu on the fourth rise at the second calling, I, Atharu, make this record. Research into the revised chamber has led to a breakthrough. Introducing the memory capsules allows for a more intense reaction to the pain, rising to a tensor level of 17 immediately. Subjects no longer rapidly burn out. Our supply problem is solved. Direct stimulation of the nerves, followed by a dose of elixir of Emmerich, followed by an application of the subject's own best memories. Or to view it another way, fear, oblivion, hope. Fear, oblivion, hope. It's so simple. Without fear, there is no vitae. Without hope, there is no fear. So recorded in her name eternal.
It is the first time I have seen him in a week, and it is as if 10 years have bent his spine, sapping the flesh and the color from his cheeks. His eyes are red-rimmed. They will not meet mine. Fear grips my heart and starts to squeeze. "Son," he says, "she is with the gods now."
Sprinting across the sand, leaving sinking footprints, splashing into the froth of a wave, laughing at the spray, pressing oyster shells into the beach, making patterns in the sand. He flings his arms around my knees, looks up at me and grins, gap-toothed. "Papa," he says, "come and see."
I will die here. We have failed. Our sabotage shattered the Great Gate, and the world has shattered with it. My own eyes have seen the most skilled of my kindred wither into floating wraiths of nightmare. Despite all, the Empress still lives, crouching atop the tower like some vast spider, draining life and pain from the factories. It was our task to bring her reign to an end, and I failed. I still have Kita's formula. If any companion, stranger, explorer of the ruins finds this, then take the vial. It will seed the red flesh into the vitae and spread it through the system. Finish my work. End the suffering. Forgive our folly.
Tyna, closer than kin. Take these vials. They contain my formula. There are 4 major vitae flows into her tower. Find the maintenance ports. 1 vial should suffice for each. Seeding the flesh into a flow should choke it, cut off her supply, and wreak havoc at the factory outlets themselves. But be wary. The red flesh is volatile, and unless all the flows are stopped, the constant cycle of pain and fear will continue, and our penance will not end. I know that if you succeed, the tower will fall, and we will not meet again in this world. But perhaps, if the true ancestors deem that we have atoned for this great sin, we may yet meet again, in another place. All my hopes go with you. In all our names eternal.
So, there might be a way to end all of this. But it doesn't sound like any of us would survive. Drink.
There are days where I wish it wasn't me. You know, when I wish your dad was still the one carrying the load, and all I had to worry about was packing a bag and turning up. God damn, I do miss the old man.
Is it, Amari? If I lay you down now...
Yeah. You have a chance. Yeah. You will have a life.
She's changing me. I can't think I catch me. I'll lose myself.
Stop this foolishness. You're losing yourself.
Leon. It's what happened to Leon. How can I ever get back from this? Well, I thought it might be worse.